How much do you think it costs to upkeep a woman, or a woman to upkeep herself?
Like monthly,
Yeah,
weekly?
monthly. Yeah, no, monthly.
What kind of woman? There's a lot of women. There's a lot of states. There's a lot of different in a lot of places. But if you're just a regular
Okay,
woman,
so in LA, get your nails done is $200, and you need to get them done twice a month. So that's $400 right there. Then there's eyelashes, another $200 twice a month. That's another $400 right there. So you're already at $800 a month for just your nails and your lashes. Hair could cost, like, if you get your hair done like regularly, hold on a second, that's another $2,000 a month. So that's $2,800 a month. That's hair, nails,
nigga, what the?
Eyelashes.
Hey, welcome to Contour Image, and thank you for joining me here. And today's video is going to be over the cost of beauty. So I'm going to get right into it. I'm not going to go too far into it, but one of the things that I do want to discuss primarily on my channel and in the business that I'm trying to create to make it so that beauty can be more cost effective, and how we can do that. So I like to train people on, for instance, I'm a California licensed esthetician. So I like to teach people about mostly skincare and how to take care of their skin. So you don't always have to use expensive products, but you do need to use good products. And there are sometimes some products that you'll want to use that might have a little cost to them, but we want to make it so that it's not so expensive, yet we're still getting what we want from our skincare. And the same goes for everything, whether it's hair care, or nail design and style and all that, and everything else in between. So, but today we're going to be talking about the cost of beauty, because I think a lot of us can agree that it all adds up. And I have made some other videos previously about the fatigue of beauty, and also primarily the lash industry, since that was kind of a hot topic for a while, of it thinking that it's like fizzing out. It's just lashes are out of style or something, and they're really not in a sense. But yet it's just one of those extra costs that I think most people don't really need, but that's for that video really. And so today we're just going to be talking about the cost of beauty today.
I spend about $2,124 a month on my beauty maintenance routine, so no one can call me ugly. To start, I get monthly facials and PRP treatments, which run me about $450 a session. Next is Botox every 3 to 6 months for $350, give or take. And after that is laser hair removal for $600, because who doesn't want to be a naked mole rat? Now onto the hair, which is $150 for tape-in maintenance, not including the cost of the actual tape-ins themselves, which are around $900. Next is $250 for a fresh set and a pedicure, because your girl doesn't do fillers anymore, and I'll be damned if I don't look good naked. So I pay $281 for Pilates. Then there's brow threading for $16 and an additional $17 to laminate them at home. And last but not least, DIY lash extensions for $10. Well, that's it.
Okay, ladies, how much do you guys spend on your monthly maintenance, such as eyebrows, lashes, nails, etc.? So for me, I stopped getting my lashes done a while back because I just didn't want to spend that much money. Yes, it's a luxury and it was getting too expensive. So instead, I decided to put that money aside and use it for my laser hair removal. I've been doing laser hair removal for the past year, full body, and I love it. Wouldn't go back to shaving. So just with laser hair removal, it's like 3 to 4, no, not even, it was more. I don't know how much I spent because it's full body. I don't know, I have to look. But just for my nails, my monthly maintenance is for my nails. I get my toes and my nails, I want to say roughly easily over 100. I'm not exactly sure, it depends on what I get. Okay, and I get my eyebrows threaded every 2 weeks. That's $19, which is not bad. What else do I get? I think that's it. I'm not too sure. Like, I get other things, like I've gotten my lips done and I get facials, but not every month. So I don't know, how much do you guys spend a month on your maintenance?
So one of the girl prior was talking about how she spent, what was it, like $400 some on her facial or something, for something. I'm thinking, what? So it might be, I don't know if she said that was once a month or whatever, or if she does it every week. It's an awful lot of money. I love doing facials, and that is something that I've done business on with that. But I really don't, I have this thing about the money people spend for some of these. Now this girl, I also don't even know where these people are getting this money from. To be able to spend that kind of money on beauty, I think it's a little overdone, but again, people can do whatever they want with their money. That's fine. I don't care. I'm just noticing that as things have gone on, people aren't able to afford as much as they used to just due to what the economy is doing at this moment.
This is the price breakdown to all the services I got done before vacation. I love to watch these types of videos because we're also nosy to know how much things cost, and for reference, I'm in New York. I started off with a pedicure, and this goes for $50 in the salon that I go to. Then we went on to nails. We did extensions with design. This came out so incredibly beautiful, and it cost $150. Definitely had to get my eyebrows done. Now that I found an eyebrow lady that I actually like, I get shaping and tinting. The tinting is $40 and the shaping is $80. She uses wax, and I just really love doing the tinting because I don't like to fill in my eyebrows, so this is perfect, especially for vacation. The priciest and most asked about service was definitely my hair extensions. I got K-tip extensions installed, and the price of this varies depending on where you get the hair, how much it is, how much hair you need. The cost of the actual hair was around $500 because I got a really good discount, plus the...
I don't know about you, but going on vacation, and I know she puts on extensions, but I'm like, that's just more to deal with. I really don't want to be dealing with a lot on a vacation. I'm already dealing with bringing the kitchen sink with me on vacation, okay? I don't want to add more to it, but I know some people, it depends on where they're going to. And I get the impression she's going to some place that I probably would love to go.
In total, it comes out to $1,600. The value of all the services total to $1,920, which could be enough money to pay for a separate vacation. But I've been getting a lot of questions on how much these services cost, so I hope this was helpful.
Now, I don't know if she does this on a consistent basis. She said this was before she goes on her vacation. But the chances are these are the things that she normally gets done. I just think that she went to probably do it all at once because she's going to be gone for a while and she wants to look her best. She's going to take pictures. She's going to enjoy herself. She's going to look like this classy woman or whatever. Again, I don't know where she's going, but yeah, interesting.
If a man ever tries to split a bill with you, show him this and he will literally regret the day that he was born. I got this comment yesterday and I realized I've never broken down my actual monthly beauty/maintenance expenses. Here they are. I won't bore you with all of them, but the total is $1,104 a month. I will say most of my skincare is sent to me, so you can take that one off if you want, but that's how much I actually use. I was blown away. Only do this if you have a strong stomach and never split another bill again.
But it's good for you to know what you're doing with your finances. I mean, most of these women are spending $1,400, $1,500 minimum on their services, if not maybe $1,000. And I know everyone can do whatever they want with their money. That is fine. It's not my money. And if anything, you're at least helping the economy churn. So thank you. But I just, and some people, they love doing this anyway. And if you have the money, more power to you. That's totally fine. But I'm kind of a person who has grown up in lower middle class. So putting down $1,500 a month or even $1,000 is extreme. So I really, and I wouldn't be able to hold up to that at all. That's just way too much money. And I would much rather do, learn how to do things myself. And yes, it does take time. You're going to see some of my nail videos if you ever do that. Sometimes things just don't always turn out or turn out as good as I expected them. That's part of the process. That's part of the practice. And eventually I will probably get, if I keep it up, I can probably get pretty good for myself with what I'm doing with myself. But it does take time, and that's going to be with everything. You know, at least with skincare, it's not something that is like you see it right away. So, which pro and con to that. But it's not like makeup and you like made your eye all weird or something. Now you got to rub it off, or like a nail that's like, ew, that's not quite what I liked or something. And if you did a bad haircut or something, now you're kind of, you know. So it's just. Anyways, I don't know where I'm going with that. I'm just kind of blabbing a little bit. Let's just keep going because then I'll just get off topic.
This is my high maintenance routine to be a low maintenance girly. So weekly I dermaplane my face. It makes my makeup and skincare go on so much better. Whitening my teeth, duh. And I change my pillowcases because it's good for your skin and that's gross if you don't. Every 2 weeks, I have to get my Gel-X manicure and pedicure, and then I wash my makeup brushes monthly. Hydrofacial or any other facial just to keep the complexion nice. Closet clean out necessary because I have a shopping addiction, so I have to get rid of things to buy new things. Lymphatic drainage massage, it's just really good for the body. I'm obsessed with them. Every 2 to 3 months. Haircut. I love a bob, so gotta keep it up. Trap talks and forehead touch-ups. Stay snatched to get these traps looking like a Barbie. Twice a year, dentist. Obviously, duh, gotta keep these teeth nice. Yearly blood work just to see what vitamins I'm deficient on and stay a healthy queen.
This is what I spent on beauty maintenance in the month of May. I kicked off the month strong by getting my hair done. I only do this twice a year, which is how I justify the insane price tag of $478. A week later, I realized I was at a fake tan, so I headed to Sephora and picked this one up for $60. I get my nails done once a month. I do dipping powder. This cost me $75. Stress of being an adult is giving me wrinkles, so I got Botox for $210. I stocked up on makeup for $75, and my total was $898.
$898.
My beauty maintenance routine probably isn't as expensive as you think it is. Granted, it does depend on if I get my hair done that month. I get my hair done every other month, so I will compare when I don't get my hair done and then when I do get my hair done. For a full sew-in and my bundles dyed jet black every 2 months, that's $250. In that video, I got a Heyday facial for the first time, and they have an intro offer for $70. They also have a monthly subscription service, but on top of the red light therapy and the Hydra facial, I believe it came out to be $140. I also have a membership to the Now Massage, which I mentioned in that video, which is $80 for one 50-minute massage a month plus an enhancement. When I get my nails done, I get a fill-in every month and a pedicure, and that turns out to be like $120. And then I get a Brazilian wax once a month for $45. So if I'm getting my hair done that month, it's around $750, but typically it's about $500. I set aside a separate portion of my budget for self-care and my beauty maintenance routine. It's really, really important for me to feel good on the outside and the inside as well. To me, that feeling alone is priceless. I hope that helps.
So yeah, the fact that she said she takes money from her budget to say like, this is for my beauty stuff, is a very good practice. A lot of people don't even know what they're spending on their beauty until, like that one girl earlier mentioned, she didn't even know what she was spending until she broke it all down, and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm spending, I think she said it was like $1,400 or something crazy like that. So, and I know a lot of you do not know what you're spending on your beauty products if you are doing these things. So you really do need to kind of set aside what you are spending. That way you actually have the money. And I will tell you, budgeting really makes a huge difference in just how you feel in life, because if something happens or something you gotta come up, you're like, oh, I have that money because I set aside this money for that. So it's totally fine. You know, I take a budget for my weekly allowance on groceries and food. And then, for example, every month I stuff like $50 for things like car repairs, and then $50 for savings. And then I have other things like insurance. Right now I'm getting an insurance for my car. You know, every 6 months it charges me. Well, every month I'm shaving off whatever I need to pay that bill in 6 months again, so that I'm not like, oh my gosh, I got to scoop up $600, $700, $800 or something crazy, whatever it may be. It's already there. And so if I do that, I even do it with my skincare. My skincare and then toiletries, I set aside money every single month. I shave, and if I don't use it that month for whatever reason, I just didn't need to buy any products or whatever, because I have plenty right now at home that I'm using. I have that for the next time, or when I choose to buy something that's a little more expensive of a skincare and I want to give it a shot or whatever it may be, I'm like, oh yeah, I can buy that because it's in my budget. Having a budget is super crucial. Okay, so now this girl, she had music behind, so I had to take it down. But I just thought I'd use her too to just kind of show you, again, the prices. I didn't actually look at the price. I didn't look at how much she's spending. And then this girl, she's just saying that it's so expensive that they wanted to charge her, what is it, $50 just for a blow dry. And yeah, some of these places are kind of thinking they're the you know, the top-notch thing, and some of them might be, but I guess that's, you know, it does have to do with where you live, but you also don't have to go to that place, you know. But sometimes they can charge those prices because they probably are that good. But yeah, I don't know. I would do the same thing. I'd be like, no, it's okay. I'll walk out with a wet head. I'm totally fine. I've done that once or twice before because I didn't want to spend the money either. Or I just didn't really care. I was just happy with it or something. I don't know.
Okay, every time I share any beauty treatments, I always get the question of how much it costs. So I thought I would share the beauty treatments that I do monthly, how much they cost, and then my rating for them as well. Starting with my lashes, I get eyelash extensions. I do it every kind of 2 to 3 weeks, and I pay $162, which includes the tip.
Every 2 to 3 weeks is what'd you say, 150? What'd you say? I'm sorry, I kind of lost it there. That's a lot of money. You're looking at $300 easy a month.
10-10, it makes my getting ready in the morning like so much quicker.
But to her, it's worth the cost because she gets up, you know, but hey, if you can't afford that, it's either time or money for people. It's usually time or money. And for some people, it's both. Like you don't have the money and you're strapped on time too.
Like
That's the hard part.
One thing I should mention is that the $160 is just the refill. So if you do a fresh set of lashes, it's a little bit more expensive. Moving on to mani and pedi. So my manicure, I do gel overlay, which is my natural nails underneath, and then they put a layer of gel on top that makes it much more durable, basically. That costs around $90, including tips. I do that maybe every 3 weeks or so. I'd give it an 8 out of 10 because even though I love the place that I go to in the US, nothing compares to the manicure that I used to get when I lived in China. And then same with pedicure.
Wow.
I just do normal pedicure because what's the point of putting gel on? So I pay around $55. Okay, moving on to facials. This might surprise a couple of people, but I switch between doing a hydrofacial and then the Diamond Brilliance facial. So I don't do both every single month. I switch off kind of one. I do one this month and then another next month. They are pretty expensive. So the hydrofacial, it's $390 including tips. And then the Diamond Brilliance with the oxygen facial is $440. Honestly, every time I do it, I'm like, is it worth the money? I don't have that many skin issues anymore. And I think it's a nice to have, to be honest. I think if you have a really great skincare routine, you could probably get away with doing a facial once every 2 months.
Yeah.
So for me, those are a 7 out of 10. Moving on to Botox, I don't do this monthly, obviously, but I do it every 3 months or so. I do around 25 units, which I think is quite little. And it cost me around $275. 10-10 for the Botox. I love it. The lady that does it for me is great. I have some facial expression, so you can still tell when I'm surprised, but there's no lines. Okay, last two is microneedling. So I do microneedling around once every 3 months or so. And honestly, I really, really recommend it. For me, if you look at the pricing of microneedling versus like hydrofacial, for example, it's around the same price, but the results you get for it is so much better. And then I get my eyebrows threaded. Best $30 ever spent. It just shapes your whole face. All I put is like eyebrow gel. I don't even put anything else. That's all. If anyone has any recommendations for other facials or beauty treatments I should try, let me know.
Beauty maintenance not worth paying to me. First, we have braids more than $300. Go to the African aunties, you can get it done for $200. Next, we have nails every 2 weeks. Who are you going to that your nails are not lasting more than 2 weeks? Try Russian manicures instead. Next, we have lymphatic massages to replace exercise. You cannot replace exercise with these massages. You can do them simultaneously though. And next, we have waxes. Waxes are painful and expensive. Replace it with a laser. And then, for number 2, we have luxury skincare. La Roche-Posay and CeraVe are sold at any drugstore or grocery store and do a great job. And then get tretinoin prescribed from your dermatologist, and you're good. And at the top of the pyramid, I have placed lashes.
Yes, lashes. As you have seen, I have made a recent video on the lash industry, of it going out of style, but it hasn't really, and I don't think it ever really will unless people seriously can't afford it anymore entirely. But that's not the reason why people are not doing the lashes entirely. But I kind of agree with her on that one, because it's like, yeah, those are just, yeah. There's a reason why the lashes are at the top there.
Right? You have to pay for the assembly. You have to pay for either air freight or shipping by a boat, water, which is what most people do. Then you have to pay for the formula of the eyeshadows. Like this metallic has so much pearl in it to get it really...
Okay, so for this one, I decided to put this in. I just hope that I don't get a cut or something, because I think there's music played in the back a little bit. And so but it was such good information, I wanted to put it in there. So he's telling you what he charges or what he has to go through when he makes an eyeshadow palette, for example, and his skincare thing. And he's a pretty famous person just being on YouTube and everything, but I thought this was good information.
Soft and buttery. Whoa. So this is way more expensive than like a normal palette that it's like, oh, it's kind of chalky. Like that it looks wet. So my formula is more expensive than some brands. Then you have to talk about pressing the shadows, manufacturing it, the workers putting them all in there. Then you're buying the unit carton that it comes in. So there's a lot that goes into it. So on paper, what's a rough estimate of what blood sugar cost?
About $20.
Really? To make it?
Yeah. After all the shipping, all the manufacturing, everything.
$20 is still a lot.
That's a lot. And that is a lot. And when other brand owners are going to be watching this series, if this is in here, they're going to be shook because a lot of them are making even more profit than me, but they're selling less. So their cost of good could be $7 and they're selling it for $48, which is like a 700% markup, and it's astronomical. I'm doing way more custom shit, you feel me? So it's scary. If you talk about like a palette made in China, the cost of goods is way lower. Different ingredients, different packaging, everything's a lot cheaper, right?
Like Bad Baby's makeup.
That's, yeah, whoa, okay. Yeah, that's tea. That's great. Wait, I mean, that's another realm, because I don't want to compare it to like James Charles Morphe, where like Bad Baby's down here.
They're telling you it's cheap, so they ain't trying to hide it.
James Charles is here, and Blood Sugar Palette's here. But James's palette is sickening, but it's made in China. The cost of goods are way lower, and he's making, I'm killing him on his percentage. But the quality is still good, but this is just a different experience.
How much does it cost to make a thing? And then how much do you charge? And then also how much, like what's the percentage breakdown? Like how much are you getting?
It depends on how many units. You could easily make, you know, millions in a day.
How much am I getting? There's that much money in make. I guess there is, yeah, you make.
Hi, you saw what's going on.
How much is this?
$52 retail.
Open her eye.
Unreal. And if you see some of the pans have really fun stamps, which is a given that Shane.
I'm cold.
I'm always cold.
Deceased. Wealthy.
Yeah, I want everything to be organic.
Theoretically, that palette should be selling for about $75 to $80, which is exactly what Jeffrey said.
But I'm willing to take the hit because this is art to me and I'm not in it for the money.
I wanted to do something a little different, so I did different stamps for these corners.
I've made a lot of money and it's been holy shit, and I'm an extreme person, but I took a hit making these. I have, you know, my business partner is annoyed at it. He thinks it's ridiculous and I should be charging more. But I'm not doing this for the money. I want to create fucking dope shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I know a lot of these companies are taking a lot of people on a whim. The products themselves that you're purchasing. Now, we're not even, in that case, we're not even talking about a service. As far as I know, he doesn't even give services. He sells beauty products. So, yeah, I would also be a little concerned about, like, China can make some good stuff too, but I know that there's a lot of underhanded stuff. So when these companies look over the products that they're going to make over in another country like that, they really need to make sure they're working with a reputable business in China, because if you just get any kind of like, oh, they're cheap and stuff, yeah, they probably have stuff in there that's not even supposed to be in the product that's going to kill you or something. All right, so but before we finish, I've always got to throw in a giggle.
Last step is to add inner corner highlight and you're done.
Okay, I can do that. Okay, I followed the tutorial exactly. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna look so good.
Huh?
Wait.
Huh? Huh?
Have you ever done that where you look at the tutorial and then you realize what you did was like, what? So I just thought that was kind of funny that she put that together, and I thought, oh, I have to add this into it because it's adorable. So anyways, thank you again for joining me here at Contour Image. I am appreciative of you to listen to this, and just remember to stay beautiful for life.